Ugly ass niggas.
The last matchup to go. Oh, more ugly ones. They're just slightly.
That was like 2 all NBA ugly teams.
But we're talking Nuggets Blazers. I was talking about. I can't remember whether we talked about this on camera or off camera now, but I was talking about styles make fights, right?
Yeah.
So in fighting, right, you want 2 guys who have contrasting styles, or you want the styles make the fights. If 2 guys have the same style or don't have the same style, sometimes the fight can be boring as fuck. And this is a series where the style is going to make the fight. This is going to be a great one. Yeah. These 2 teams have a similar philosophy, and they move up and down the court quickly, and they are offensive minded. And they have 2 superstars at completely different positions.
Yeah.
And they're known for completely different things, which is kind of cool.
It's super. I think, honestly, in this whole playoffs, I feel like I say this almost every year too, but especially lately, these playoff series, I was telling Lindsay off camera, I think, this shit is freaking awesome. Like, this whole first round, like, I'm happy about most of, like, probably 7 out of the 8, or we don't have the 8th one, but really 7 out of the 8 I really care about watching.
Right.
So, like, I really like that. But I really do think that we could get 3 to 4 7-game series in this first round, possibly. Like, there's a chance for it.
I'm really excited for these playoffs too.
I really do think that this is one of them. I think Portland. I mean, you got Dame on your team, and like, maybe not in like the Western Conference Finals, he like shows up as much, but in the first round and second round, we know Dame time is there at all moments. So,
you ready for my hot take?
Yeah.
If there's a close game, I think Dame will possibly break the all-time playoff scoring record because they need him to. I think he's got a chance to get 65 in one of these games. I believe that.
That's crazy.
I believe that. Dame could totally do it because they need him to. They need him to.
Yeah.
And Campazzo is guarding him.
Has he put up 60 before?
It's a good question. Let's find out. 61.
361 games.
This year, he put up 61.
So he definitely has
several 50s.
Last year, he put up 61.
Oh, my bad. That's at August. It said August 11th and January 20th. Oh, shit. I'm a dumbass. It's fine. Just amazing.
He has the potential to do it, for sure.
Yeah. Look.
So who do you have winning and how many games? I'm curious.
If Dame doesn't have one of these huge games, I got Nuggets in 5.
So you got Nuggets in 6 overall?
Yeah, I think I would take no. Because if Dame gets one of these games, right? Then the fear comes in, then maybe the team gets inspired. I think maybe it could go 7. How's that for some fucking narrative?
Okay. I like that. I honestly have Nuggets in 6 or 7.
Right.
I'm more comfortable with 6 because I just think Nuggets. The only thing that kind of makes me, and I know we talked about this before too. Yeah. Like you have trust in Michael Porter Jr.
Right.
Like I'm not. I am one of those people that I need you to show me first. So I've always been
in the postseason. You're a postseason show me person.
I've been consistent about that forever. Like you have to show me when the time actually matters. And I think
that line for him.
What I would want to see him do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, give me 23 and 10.
What did he have?
The only reason I say that is because you obviously lose out on your second biggest guy, especially in the postseason, because Jamal Murray has came in big for them in the postseason.
He was awesome last season.
Yeah. Last season, and I think he's helped them. He helped them the season before too.
Yeah.
Like, they went through multiple 7-point games, and he was a big factor in helping.
Right.
But he just always the biggest gripe on him was he always sucked in the seventh game. Like,
so Michael Porter from mid-March to now, he was 22 points a game, 7 rebounds, but 56% from the field, 46% from three, making 3 a game.
Yeah. So
Pretty
yeah,
damn
like,
good.
if you're giving me 22 and 10, 20, like you have to elevate somehow.
Yeah.
In some way, and you show me that, then I respect you a little more. But I need to see that first. I know what Dame can do, and I believe in CJ.
I just don't think the Nuggets have anybody to guard them. That's what scares me about the Nuggets winning.
That's my big doubt, and that's the reason I feel like it could go far, because CJ and Dame have ability to score a lot on, especially on this kind of team. So, and I don't look at the Denver Nuggets as a really good defensive team.
No, me neither. That's why I think Dame could really could get the 65. I think it's in there. I think it's within here.
And I just feel like it's going to be a bunch of shootout games. And
yeah, I agree.
I like Dame's chances in a lot of these shootouts. Like, he's just that type of player, and CJ is too. So that's why I feel like it could. That's why I got the Nuggets in 6. But I can totally see them winning in 7. And if Portland beats them in 7, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that at all. Like, I'm happy about any of these teams advancing, to be honest, because I like watching. I like Portland a little bit more in terms of, like, I like Dame more than I like Nurkic. Yeah, the
jokes.
That's why I never even try to say his name. I just have
Jokic.
Yeah.
Jokic. It's gonna fuck up names constantly.
No, I just want to see what CJ's putting up post his injury here.
He was averaging like 26 or some shit.
He was smashing before his injury, even more than that. I think he was averaging like 30.
That was like 26 and 4 or something.
27, 5.
I like how Russ knows how to round now. Just notice this, like, like, just this. I hope this, like, I know, like, the podcast can't show you exactly who we are, but you can tell, like, through these little things, like, you could read that. Like, he don't know how to round for shit when he talking about someone that he don't want to talk good about. He's like, yo, you're 26.9, 26 points. You know, you averaged 26. You shot 30% from the field when this is like 35. Like, he messes that shit up all the time.
This is maybe it's my
little narrative set. It's the little things that you got to watch with.
So the same mid-March kind of bracket that I've been using for giving you a stretch of time. Yeah. 22 points a game, 45, 46%. I'm doing it again.
That's his regular shit. That's like what he's been averaging like throughout his whole career.
So Dame's going to be in the position for 60 is what I'm saying.
That what happened?
That's what I want. Dame is in the position because Dame, he averaged 28 a game.
Giving you 20-something, right? Like, giving you 22 a game is good as a second guy.
Yeah, so I want Dame giving me 35. One of those games being 65 points a game.
If Dame does not average over 30 in this series, I will be disappointed.
Me too.
Because I had Dame averaging over 30 for the season.
Right.
And he kind of disappointed me. And that's the kind of the reason I was like, I mean, 29 ain't bad, but
no, it's because Norman Powell came in and they were trying to get him involved in the offense,
which is cool. No, I'm not mad at, but when it matters the most, you better be putting up those points. You better be doing what you got to do.
You know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see Carmelo Anthony at all. But he's gonna feel some type of way. He's gonna feel some type of way because it's Denver.
Yeah,
I could just see him building the bullshit in his head, like, "Oh, Denver, this is the team that got rid of me when they didn't believe in me."
No way, I don't think so.
This is what he's saying to himself. This is what he said. He said this to JJ Redick. He said he was just like defending himself at every turn of his career.
Oh yeah, I think I sent you that podcast and I said this is literally the mindset of a loser. No offense.
That's what I felt like. I thought I said that to you.
Or maybe we
agreed on it, but I
definitely agreed with it. If you said it, I agreed with it. But because I remember sending you the podcast. But whatever.
Maybe.
I just want to let people know.
Yeah.
I was a huge Carmelo Anthony fan. Back in 2009 when he was facing Kobe and Kobe beat the dog shit out of his team. But I was rooting. I was like, yo, this sucks because I gotta watch you die. Like I'm a fan of you, but you're going against the GOAT, bro. So shit like that. Like I was a huge Carmelo fan. So, but honestly, I really do like the way he plays with this Portland team. I think he really has understood his role, and he hasn't been playing out of his role like he did with the Rockets. Like he obviously with the Knicks, he wanted to remain the superstar or whatever. Like he understands his role in Portland, and I think the NBA humbled him, and he now understands. Like, all right, I'm gonna be a role player. I'm gonna be a bench player. I'll come out to start if you need me to or whatever. But I'm gonna play my role. I want to win a championship, and I really do think that Carmelo wants to win a championship.
So, I just want to be positive because I want to look at the stats quick before I say what I'm about to say. So there's his OKC numbers. So here's his OKC numbers, right? 16 points a game. Here's his Houston numbers you were talking about. Oh, gee, that looks familiar. Oh, it's because it's what he's doing now. Here's my point. I don't think Carmelo's mindset has changed one bit. I don't think his mentality's changed one bit. I think all it is for him is just this acceptance of, I don't see the floor when the tip-off happens. I never understand that with these guys. There's certain guys throughout our basketball lives. Allen Iverson's another one that had this weird mentality about coming off the bench, but they're doing the same shit. So I don't get it. Like, Carmelo, you're still shooting 40% and averaging less than 15 points a game. Like, the only difference is you're playing a few less minutes a game. Like, it's not that serious.
My whole thing is, why wouldn't that be considered? To me, that's a great six-man. You giving me 24 minutes with 13 points, like you're giving me some ignition off the bench. Like that is respectable to me. Like I understand. Like towards the later part of his career, I think he's adding value to the team and being able to add a piece to let Dame be able to, sit out a few minutes.
Yeah.
CJ, when CJ was out, I'm sure he helped a lot because you had another offensive piece to add to the. Like I think he definitely. I understand you have your Melo hate, but
I was about to say one more thing. Speaking of Melo hate, that reminds me. Wait, is he a free agent this upcoming season?
He might be. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna check his contract because if he is, yes, he is, because it's a 1 year. More hot takes from me. Carmelo Anthony will be a Knick next season.
A Knick?
What?
Going back. He's going back to New York.
I would hate
They
that.
need a guy like this off the bench. This would be perfect. And he could go back. He could get all the cheers from New York. New York loves him anyways. And then I can go back to hating the Knicks the way God intended. That's what I'm about.
I thought you were going to say, like, Portland was going to, like, drop him or some shit.
No, they probably think about re-signing him. But I think I really think Melo would fit nice on that bench mob with New York.
All right.
I think that'd be good for him. But I will take the Nuggets in, what did I say? I said 6 games unless Dame gets if he pops off, I'll take Nuggets in 7. But I agree with you. If it goes the opposite way, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I do want to say 2 things.
Yeah.
One, if the Portland does beat Nuggets, I think Joker winning MVP is cool and all, but that shit is kind of like is just like a disgrace to the MVP ish stuff. Like the only person that
MVP's a regular season award, though.
It's happened.
I know, but like
it happened before.
Yes, Dirk. Literally, Dirk Nowitzki, another one of these foreign guys, and it looks disgusting. All right, like it really. I'm not even trying to be stupid.
Why did you go like this when you said it?
I said it. Foreign guys. I don't
foreign
know.
guys like this. Do they come out and make buckets like this?
Yeah, and it looks disgusting when they do it. Like we disrespected Dirk for a lot of until that 2011 season. Dirk was looked at as soft. Vagina. I don't know if that I didn't know.
No.
Can't say that. All right.
I'm happy you paused. I'm happy you paused.
Okay. pussy. Is it better? Or does that make it worse?
That's way better.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you little pussy cat. How about that one?
Yeah.
All
But
right.
Boy.
And you go, but he was looked at like that until that 2011 playoff run. Other than that, literally that 2011 playoff run saved Dirk's career.
agreed.
So Nurkic, I mean, why do I keep on mixing up these motherfuckers?
Because Nurkic plays for fucking Portland. That's why.
Yeah. The Joker, if this happens to him, that puts a stain on his. You should definitely not lose to Portland. Don't lose to Portland because that puts a stain in your career. All right. Second thing, when Portland does lose the series, which they might. Do you think this is the beginning of the owner saying, "Hey, does it make sense to keep paying all these guys just to lose in the first round? Do we want to like keep trying to contend just to lose? Is it better for us to lose, try to get a better draft pick and rebuild? And then does Dame try to start doing? I don't see Dame leaving no matter what. But
I can't believe I forgot about this.
But if the owner goes and starts moving like that, that might change Dame's mind because this is towards towards his 10th season. I think he was drafted in 2013. So This is like 9th season, 8th season. I don't know, but you're closer to the end of your career than the beginning of your career.
Sure.
So if the owner starts moving in that way, it's kind of like, all right, I don't know if I want to stay here, kind of thing. That's where I could finally see Dame saying, oh, I don't know if I want to be here for a rebuild.
You know what it reminds me of? When you put it like that, it reminds me of Russell Westbrook. A guy who would have probably I think he would have finished his career in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
I think he would have been okay with that if that's what happened. But when he left, oh, sorry, what were you gonna
say? No. I was just gonna say, do you think Portland is as bad as OKC was? Like in terms of like,
I think they're in the same. I think they're at the same spot that OKC was, where they keep trying to do new things. They keep trying to bring in new hotness, right? Yeah. And it's just like there's a certain plateau when you don't have one of the 5 best players in the league. And Damian Lillard is one of the 10 best players in the league, but he's not one of the 5. And we're in an era where you got to go pair with one of the 5 if you want to make it work. Yeah. And we're not at a stage where we were 10 years ago where there's a lot of fucking shame in that. Yeah. Like, I would have no problem if Damian Lillard was like, I want to play with LeBron and Anthony Davis. Or if he said, what if he was like, I want to play with Julius Randle in New York. I like what they're doing. Like, I think that's a potential champion. Like,
Dame comes to LA.
Yeah.
I'm getting a jersey.
What if the Clippers come out and they say, we got Kawhi, we got Paul George, we need one more?
No, let's not do that. He don't like the Clippers though.
No, he doesn't like Paul George.
Yeah, fair point. But you get what I'm saying.
Nah,
what if Denver's like, listen, we need somebody with Jokic. We'll trade you Jamal Murray and picks for Lillard.
You gonna KD him? That's crazy.
I'd love it. It wouldn't be KDing him because KD wanted out. Where I don't know if Dame Lillard's gonna want out like that. Like I said, with Westbrook, it's more of circumstances are. How much longer are you going to keep getting bounced in this second and first round? Do you want to be T-Mac or do you want to be fucking like Kobe or Gary Payton even? Like a guy like Gary Payton.
Biggest thing because with Kobe and T-Mac, that you could argue they had the same similar skills and were both great at that time.
Kobe already had the championships when he was young.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't say Kobe. But Gary Payton's a better example. A guy who had this amazing career, stayed with the Sonics the whole time, and then inevitably started bouncing around at the end of his career to try to win a championship. Do you really want to be? Do you want to be doing that when you can't play anymore, or do you want to be doing that when you can actually be a valuable asset to a champion?
Because how old is Dame?
I think he's like right around that 30 mark. 30 years old.
30 on the dot, yeah. So he still has a solid 3 or 4 years,
barring injury.
Sure. Barring injury, to be as, but his game allows him to. I think even with a big injury, he could possibly still be.
You know what it is that I'm not sure about that though? He's so fast. he's so fast. Like I think
And he's more athletic than you think. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I agree with you. I agree with that completely. That's why.
But he could totally be a Steph Curry kind of guy too, though. Like if he it's because of his athleticism that I think he kind of doesn't. But I feel like if he made his game more of a Ray Allen kind of game, like he could totally.
That's a big shift, though, from the
Yeah,
Allen game. That's a big shift. You know,
but I think that's where that's the nice part about a guy like that is once he gets out of his prime, that could be where he could really excel at being like if later on he has to be a role player or something. Imagine Dame Lillard being your Ray Allen.
Off the bench, you're saying, like later in the career?
Yeah, later in your career where he's just running around screens and just trying to shoot threes. And like he could make
for clutch buckets. That's third. I see the Ray Allen connection with the shooting with the clutch buckets because they were both insanely clutch for a long period of time.
And Ray Allen, not to the extent of what Dame is right now, but Ray Allen was a guy. He was an athletic guy.
In his especially with Boston.
No, yeah. I'm talking clutchness. I know, but I'm talking more so about the way they play. Like Ray Allen was like he was like dunking and shit before. Yeah. Like, and then Ray Allen switched to that runner, screen, and then he made like pretty much like a second career out of that. Like Dame could pretty much make a third career out of it after like a couple like 12, 13 seasons. He might be able to switch to that if he wanted to. Steph could too, obviously, because
I think Steph's game more translates to the spot up shooter as he hits his old age. Mm-hmm. But Dame, because of all this stuff that he crashes to the rim, like we're seeing, like he's popping more, right? And he's shot 10 threes a game this year, but his finishing relies on his athleticism and him getting around, and also like his stamina, like the way he practices, where he'll intentionally tire himself out and then he'll get on the court and practice. Yeah. Like he's talked about it a few times this year because people have asked like what's made the difference this season as opposed to previous years, because he's definitely a level above where he's been at, in my opinion. I think he's a level higher this year. And he said a lot of it goes to the way he trains fatigued, which I think is super fucking interesting.
Yeah.
Damn, you're making me want to take Portland now.
I like I said before, I would rather Portland because I like Dame more than Joker, to be honest.
I just think Joker, in the similar way with Dame, where Dame doesn't have a guy who can guard him on Denver. They're like Nurkic has been in and out of the lineup, I'm pretty sure, this year. For Portland, I don't even know if he's playing. Is he playing? I gotta check the injuries. Zach Collins, I guess he is playing. What's he been putting up? Because I feel like I've seen him come in and out of the lineup. Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, Yusuf Nurkic. He only played 37 games this year.
Yeah, no, he definitely was injured.
I felt like I was going crazy. I was like, damn.
This dude's been injured throughout the last 2 seasons, bro.
Yeah. And he's a big key to what they're doing when he's healthy.
Yeah.
A big key, because he gets all those rebounds and shit if Dame's having an off night, or CJ.
Yeah.
But
that's the only thing that makes you a little nervous, too, is like, is he going to be able to, is he going to last? Is he going to be able to go get through a 7-game?
He's been playing low minutes, like under 30 minutes average.
I have him on a minutes restriction or something, but.
Yeah, like 25 minutes a game, 13 points a game, and 10 rebounds. That's pretty good for fucking 25 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And shooting 53%. And, I mean, he's not shooting that much threes.
Basically. Oh, you were about to say 50% from 3. But no, if he's able to even get to this and get a couple more putbacks, maybe that'll help against Joker. But Joker's still going to get his 25, 10, and 8.
He cannot stop Joker if his life depended on it.
I just want to see some rainbows from Joker. I want to see the Dirk, the guy last year in the playoffs who was the combo of Dirk and like this like weird post, like when Shaq got really good in the post with passing. It reminds me of that. But Joker is like, I can't compare him to anybody.
Dude, if Joker wins, if he wins MVP and somehow gets through this gauntlet, and because who would he be facing next? He'd be facing the Lakers or the Clippers.
This is I'm pretty sure he gets LA.
And so if
this is the 3-6.
Yeah, so if he goes to the through the gauntlet,
yeah,
and he has to beat Portland, the Lakers, and then maybe the Clippers to get to the finals. And then let's say he beats. It would be awesome to see him go against Philly, and then the two MVP.
For real.
It would be like a throwback to
an earlier time.
Yeah, to Akeem versus
Dave Robinson.
Yeah,
or Akeem versus Shaq,
or Ewing. Yeah, Ewing. Yep. But if he wins the championship or whatever, do you put him above Dirk in your mind?
If he wins the championship this year,
yeah, with an MVP. So
Dirk's career average is what? Like, hold on, this is a great question. Dirk career 20.7 rebounds, 2 assists. If Jokic can get to 27 and 7 for his career, which I think is very attainable considering what he's already done.
Yeah.
And he plays, because this is the other thing. Dirk played 20 years, 21 years.
Well, I think it might have been 21.
Well, no, because he played it all in. Either way, it's 1,500 games, right? Yeah. 21 years. There it is, up top. Joker's got to at least play, either get more than one championship, or, damn, if he were to win this championship, all the context, like Dirk's one championship is probably the best one-off championship off the top of my head. Like they're up there, like his 2011 run, and because of the context and who he beat,
I've stated this multiple times on the podcast. I think that's the greatest championship run that I've ever seen, and I think that's the greatest championship run in NBA history.
Wow.
Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant. Like, you beat all of the top players and greats of that era.
Arguably out of your prime.
Yep. Arguably out of your prime. You beat them in their era where they were the most dominant. Those were top 5 players in the entire game.
Yeah, he was not a top 5 player at that point.
Yeah. And who, Dirk?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dirk was never, I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I never had Dirk as a top 5 player, but maybe other people did.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he won MVP. He had an MVP, so he was top 5 at some point.
I guess.
For at least a year.
Yeah. But
this guy not giving him anything.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. But that was the greatest playoff run that I've ever seen in my life.
Trying to get
and I think, and I've watched a lot of NBA film in the past. There's no better run than that run.
Yeah, 27 and 8 shooting, 48%, 46 from 3. I just think about all the threes Dirk would have taken in this time. But to answer your question, no, not yet. Not yet. Dirk's had a hell of a career.
You want to know what's crazy? All right, so tell me, am I disrespectful? Because I feel like I'm already sounding disrespectful before I even get to this point.
Yeah, so yes.
so I think if Joker literally wins the MVP and championship, right?
Yeah.
And let's say he goes on in his career, and let's say he wins.
And that part's important. This part that you're saying is super important.
Yeah. Let's say he wins another MVP. And I'm just saying one of these next things, another MVP, another championship, some scoring titles, any of these things. I'm not saying like it has to be all of them. I'm not saying it has to be all of them. I'm just saying some of these. Assist title.
That could happen.
Which can very well happen. Like, let's say he wins two. I'm saying 2 scoring titles. Add that to whatever. Any of those things, and I think, and obviously if he could play 15 years,
yeah,
I think he passed. I think he's at least equal to Dirk or surpasses him.
That's an interesting one and that's so funny because you
disrespectful to Dirk, and
I feel like you got to watch what happens. It all depends on context because that like I said, you can't tell me that the Joker's playoff run could be better than.
That's the only reason that Dirk is held so high. But after that, like, what else did Dirk really do besides the MVP? He made another play. He made another finals run.
That'll be.
And he blew
Dirk Nowitzki is right on that cusp for a legacy breakdown there.
And
'Cause
he blew a 2-0 lead in the
Yeah.
NBA Finals against a novel Dwayne Wade. Like it's just a novice or whatever the hell.
Maybe Dirk's got to be moved up on the legacy breakdown list. We cover one more of these recent guys, so we could talk about it. But my answer is not yet. Again, Nuggets in 7.
I had Denver in 6.
Yeah, I got Denver in 6 or 7. Either way, I got them.
All right, that's it.